This is the Decker House Museum and Welcome Center. If I can get the picture here. There it is, Decker House. And apparently it was several things. The house was on one side, and then there were various stores in different sides. So we are going to hop in here and take a look, and we'll bring you along. The Zeeland Museum. I hope you enjoy. So we have stepped back in time, well, over 200 years. This is the Decker House in Zeeland, Michigan. And they have set up this room the way it most likely would have looked back when it was lived in. Royal banner. Look at that wood stove. Fascinating. Now, I don't imagine they would have had an electric light. Early 1800s for this clock. Dining area. This is always fascinating, going into the kitchen area. Out onto the porch. Now, if you know what this is, put in the comments. Here's another one. More modern one. Well, I'll show you. They're washing machines. That's how they washed clothes. Wow, Procter and Gamble. Early Tide. Look at this. Oh, look at the old iron. Well, here's even older iron yet. I guess you would set that on the stove and heat it up. So even 200 years ago, they were concerned about wrinkles in their clothes. Fascinating. That indoor plumbing. I bet you 150 years ago, that was pretty rare. What am I? Well, this I don't know.
A washing machine.
That's a washing machine?
Maybe.
Well, it says we would never put a toilet in a kitchen.
Oh.
You want to scan that QR code and see if it tells you what it is?
You know what this one is?
Is that a pie?
It's a refrigerator.
Oh, it's a refrigerator. Look at that. Look at the refrigerator. I guess icebox would be more appropriate.
Yeah.
Man, old stove.
I don't think mine does this.
So Princess figured out what this is. This is an oven, a fireless oven. Apparently you take this inside, and this is very heavy. So you pull that out and put it into a fire and get it very hot. Put it back in, close the lid, and you can bake bread, cook chicken, So it's like an early oven. Biscuits? Yeah. Interesting. Let's see what's up here. I'm anxious to see up here. Up we go. Okay, so this is just some museum items. Look at that. 1944, old pedal car. $1940 dollhouse. It is a Queen Anne style home, and it says that this quilt here was not the quilt. Found in the attic.
Fabric is estimated to originate from the turn of the century.
Fabric from the turn of the century in this quilt found in the attic.
In the bone store.
Look at this. Old shoes. That's fascinating. There you go. The Lord will provide. Old poster bed. Little rocking chair with a footstool. The old shoes. And I'm guessing that Mr. Decker was a physician. I see this book, Essentials of Diseases of the Ear. And I also see over here a medical bag. Looks to me like a chamber pot under there. Oh, look at the old ashtray. It's another section. I don't know how this is related to the Decker home. This is like from the 40s. World War I. This is from the Spanish-American War, 1898. And the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865. Oh, goodness. Pulpit chair. What year?
It says 1970, but can't
Well, that's actually Hebrew. There.
Well, 1855.
Okay. I'm wondering if this is when they were donated, 1971,
That's what I'm
1970.
wondering, yeah.
These are clearly older than 1970.
Oh yeah.
So that could have been when they were donated.
Remember, they're 1861.
1861,
That's,
not
that was
1970.
printed on the Bible when it was given, so that is printed.
Interesting display. Oh, look at that. Tithes and offering bag.
Oh, nice.
1849 church in Zeeland. This is, of course, the famous depiction of Jesus teaching in the temple when he was a youth. I believe he was 13 when he did that. Organ. So this all has to do with the church.
Yeah, Zeeland's church in 1849.
Oh, a kerosene burner. Has 3 wicks in it. Keep you warm. And interesting. Stained glass windows. A library. Fascinating stuff. Oh, what is this piece of wood here? I didn't even see this. Oh, it's a grave marker. Derek Hendrik Vandenhoff was the father of Mrs. Baron Bose. The wooden grave marker was placed on his grave in the Zeeland cemetery until a new marble marker was installed. This was donated to the museum. You can barely see the inscriptions on it. Wow. I wish I could read the dates. Fascinating stuff. Princess just pointing out the metal foot warmer. With their long black skirts draped over it, the ladies were cozy and warm during the long services. And there's hearts.
Yep.
And then I just noticed in here, look at this old one here. I think it says from 1872. It's an old Bible. Oh, that says 1868. And it is in, I don't know if that's German or what it is. Can't read it though. It's not English. Oh. There's some more collection bags on sticks. They would, you want to hold that so people can see? I guess they can see. You would put your tithes and offerings in the bag. Well, this would make good during COVID, right? And here is yet another room. Look at this old lady's hat. It's got a belt buckle and some jewelry, some pins, another hat. So this was from a printing press, obviously. I don't know what they were called. Maybe it is a printing press. And, straight out of the 60s. That's definitely 60s stuff. Teak wood, I remember teak was big in the 70s. Fire department, police department. So, yeah, that's leather. Old two-way radio. Car 54, where are you? And what do we have here? Oh, the barber shop. Oh, look at that. An old curling set. You imagine being hooked up to that to get curls in your hair?
I'm good.
Oh, there she is. She's hooked up to it. Oops, get the light out of there. Goodness. Jewelry desk. Swinging around. Oh, the doctor's office. There's the good doctor himself, Dr. C.E. Boone. Sorry for the glare. Class of 1881. Medical bag. Oh, look at the light he wore on his forehead. Is that? What is this? 1936. Look at the snow.
That's the post office.
I go, oh yeah, delivering the mail. Post office. Give that man a raise. Oh, look at all the clocks. Howard Miller Clock Company. Howard and Herman were brothers. Clocks and furniture. This is quality stuff right here. We're in the grocery store now. The meat department. Look at this. The butcher. Oh, look at that. Pickles. The pickle ladle.
The hotel cigars, you remember them?
Hydrometer for testing the brine when curing bacon and homemade dried beef. Swinging around. Oh, look at that. Threads. And then some fabrics. Coffee and tea and canned goods. We ground the coffee for you right here.
29 cents a pound.
29 cents a pound, Princess said. Do you remember when? Wow.
Nobody's home.
There's some old candy.
Do you want the cigars? One more cigar?
Yeah. And now we go over to the bank. The First Michigan Bank. Look at this. Oh, man. I guess we can go back here.
This is the different businesses that have been in the store section. That's what it is.
Okay, different businesses that have been in the store section
Yeah.
of the building. Okay.
Picture of the outside.
I think they are safe in that safe.
Yeah. Safe deposit boxes.
Safe deposit boxes. I'm going to walk back here first. Look at this. Wow, a loft bed. Log cabin living. I guess if this is what you had, you were comfortable in here. So this says that the clothing worn in the early years of Zeeland was no different than that worn in the Netherlands. The immigrants wore wooden shoes and heavy wool and linen clothing. Women wore full skirts with tight waists, while men wore baggy pants, as you can see. And there's the wooden shoes. On our way to the barn, and you pass this structure while you're waiting on the train, this is where you sat. And now heading into the barn, I see a surrey, a buggy, excuse me. Oh, look at all this. Corn poppers, Mama says. Yep. I'm looking at the old bicycle up there. I don't know how they rode it upside down like that.
I know, it's kind of weird.
I'm just gonna cruise along and y'all can take a look. Y'all. A press purifier. Oh, lard. Okay. Diseases of the horse. Diseases of cattle. So we had a veterinarian here at the Vet's Tools. I'm glad I'm not being treated on by a vet. Veterinarian, that is, not veteran. Veterinarian. Snowshoes. Oh, look at the bear trap. Wow. More plows. Sickles.